good.
Yep.
Game on, game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. The grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Tuesday edition of the Sully Squad. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day. That's why we're on here on Tuesday. So we've got tons going on. I mean, first, Phillies, took a lot of L's up in New York last week, but took 3 or 4 from Atlanta. And then yesterday might have been possibly the best win of the year, or at least one of them. I mean, they go to Milwaukee, fall behind by 4 runs. Make multiple comebacks and have a huge win. So, we'll start off with some good Phillies stuff, and then of course we're going to get a lot of football. The world champion Philadelphia Eagles, love saying that, unveil their banner in front of the what's that, Jeff? You got it behind you?
What's that?
Oh no, I thought you were trying to point to like an Eagles banner or something.
No, I was just throwing the light there. This way it wasn't reflecting too much off my head.
Oh. So we're gonna get into all kinds of Eagles, Dallas stuff, NFL stuff. We'll do some season predictions, and then of course and then college football. I'm sitting here. I was listening to our song, and a lot of good college games this weekend, and one in particular, this troll. TCU with like the ultimate troll on Bill Belichick. I'm reading it right now. It says, the last time North Carolina lost a non-conference game by 27 or more points, Bill Belichick was in middle school. It was only 11 years ago, but still. So Belichick's getting hammered. I know, Sean, me and you were, we Notre Dame took the tough L. Of course, Carson Beck looked really good for Miami. So we'll get into some of that. What's that?
Timmy from South Park, Carson Beck.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll get it started here. I got my usual cast minus Diego. Diego had to work, unfortunately, so I got my man Jeff right in the middle. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Well, good. Hanging in there.
Good. Okay. And then I got my man Sean Killer Kilrain. What's up, Sean?
What's up, man? Chilling.
Yeah, you recover from that Irish. That was a tough loss the other night, man. I thought they were gonna pull that out when they tied it up, and then they just couldn't get off the field.
No, and you run the Sam Dane play, but that's for another day. But yeah,
I was having Brian Johnson flashbacks too. I was ready to run through the fucking TV. I mean, how many different ways are you going to throw that same bubble screen? You know what I'm saying?
I would have kept giving it to the running back, but
Yeah.
you know,
So we got a couple comments here. Here's our man Bob Hartnett. First of all, happy birthday to Bob. Bob's down visiting his parents down in the Carolinas. So, and then Bob says, "Kill."
What's up?
And then I got my man Mike Loro. Say sup, boys. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Make sure you check Mike out on the what is it? It's a wrap. It's a wrap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning, Sundays.
There you go. And then Bob Hartnett, Catholics First Convicts flashback. Yeah, It would have been more fun if it was like 1988, where Jimmy Johnson's freaking out on the incomplete pass. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You had Irvin on the sideline acting like a fool.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Bob says there's a lot of Eagles fans down there, and then here's our man Mike Papernick Jr. He says, "Yo, fellas, yo, Mike, what's up,
What's up,
dude?"
Mike?
So,
What's up?
Ian Foster, go Birds! Hey, go Birds!
What's up? Thanks.
Yeah. By the way, you could see Ian at the Horsham VFW. Great place to watch games, and I think I saw that he's actually going to the Eagles Cowboys game. So make sure you bring the energy, and well, I'm sure he'll be bringing the energy. I think everybody that's going down there is bringing the energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son's going to the game.
Oh, nice.
He had season tickets fall right into his lap. Somebody, a friend of his family member, can't go to any of the games, just sick or something along the lines, and she didn't want to give the season tickets up this year. So $750, him and his best friend or whatever, have season tickets to the Eagles games.
That's
So we went from being a Cowboys fan 2 years ago to being the Eagles fan last year to now have season tickets this year. The kid just falls into it. You know what I mean?
Did you just say he was a Cowboys fan?
He was a Cowboys fan. Yes, he was an Eagles fan to start off, and everybody used to come over to my father-in-law. Everybody used to come over to my father-in-law's house,
Okay.
and we were all watching the Eagles games. But he wanted to be the guy on the outside. He wanted all the attention, so he started voting for the Cowboys. I hope the Cowboys beat the Eagles. Blah blah blah. But then he started like Des Bryant and Zeke. So
God
that was
bless you, man.
He went that way. Yeah, it was bad parenting. There's nothing I can do. He was too old. I couldn't whoop him. You know.
Wow.
But got all this case with everything. But I know I give him credit. He went to the Eagles Cowboys games wearing Cowboy stuff. Never got in any fights. Never any arguments. He was watching the game, and that was it. You know, he was just there to watch the game. But then he came to his senses. I think he hit his head, or his wife hit him upside his head with the frying pan, and then he became shit. I'm an Eagles fan. I forgot about that. So he's back on the train, and he's back for good.
Yeah, here's our man. Speaking of Cowboys fans, here's our man Dave Yornell. He says, "Hey, Sully Squad, hope as well." Yeah, everything's good, Dave. Hope everything's going good with you. And Dave's a great dude. You know, he's a Cowboys fan, but great dude though. And Thursday will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple more, and then we'll get in a little Phillies. Mike Papernick Jr. says, "What do you think about Sirianni saying the team will not be on the field? The banner unveiling." I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, I found that out today. I mean, I guess it's all business. You know, they want to be focused. You know, he said it's for the fans. But, hey, they're all business, man, you know, and they got a tougher schedule in the NFL, and I think all eyes are on them, and I think they're ready for it.
I think every football player themselves in the league is going to be watching this game.
Absolutely. It sets the tone for week one. It shows you who and what the Eagles are, you know. I mean, I think they're all locked in. You know, Jalen's Michael Jordan on the football field. Yeah. And enough said.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was going to start with Philly. Let's just go Eagle. We'll get to the Phillies. You know what I mean? Because it seems like everybody's kind of in football mode. So with that being said, first off, you know, we look at the Eagles' opponent, and by the way, another quick little shout out here. Tonight at 9:30 on this network is the season opener of the NFC East War Room.
Yeah.
Make sure, football fans, make sure you check that out because
breaks down everything.
Yeah, it breaks down everything because we there's I know Paul Spencer's going to be on from the Cowboys. I forget who's going to be on from somebody's on from Washington. I don't remember, but
maybe Steve,
the Giants guys will be on. What's that?
Steve Lawton.
Oh, Steve's. Oh, I didn't think Steve was coming on. Okay, all right, Steve.
Possibly, I think I might be right. I might be wrong, but
well, anyway, there'll be somebody. Basically, there'll be a representative from each team talking some serious shit, and I actually think the division's going to be much better this year. And I hate to say it because we did the Jeff Lurie old school show on Thursday, and Ray Dininger was saying he thinks the Giants are going to be a lot better than people think, which I hate to say, but hey, what are you going to do? One more comment here. Ian Foster says it's only the second one in history and the first for Jalen. The man himself should be out there. He brought the title to Broad Street. So he's saying he thinks the player should be out there. Yeah, but I understand the argument against it,
He's all business, Jalen. Jalen's one of those dudes, he sees the negativity, the bad stuff on the wall. For example, passing that selection of all the Chiefs and not one Eagle win for the Super Bowl. He's like, all right. And what the rest is history. But
we put that belt to ass. That was serious belt to ass. So, all right, well, let's get into this game. Dallas trades Micah Parsons to Green Bay, gets 2 first-round picks. What's your guys' thought, Jeff? Like, what's your thought on that move? Is Dallas in essence kind of punting on the season there, or is that just a move where they're saying, hey, you know what, we can't work out a contract, and that is what it is.
There's a lot more that we don't know about. That's what I was saying before. Now they're finding out more about Micah's back and his L4 and L5 disc, and now it's going to be something he has to get injections all the time for. So he's to me, he's like a Van Der Esch kind of situation. He's going to be taken care of all the time, getting shots in the back. That stuff takes its toll on you. So that could be part why they didn't want to go with a big contract and the money. And it seems like from what it always happens when somebody leaves. It was a locker room cancer. Dallas in general is a locker room cancer. It's weird to I'm not just picking on Dallas because it's Dallas and all that, but there's always somebody in there that's always starting some shit.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones and them, they are a laughing stock. And I just said there was more to it, and now it comes out with what that more to it was. So, and in essence, it might not have been a bad idea because they didn't want to lock him up so long for all that money. Now Green Bay has this situation. If it doesn't pan out, it's going to look like one of the worst trades ever.
Yeah, do you agree? Do either of you guys agree with Mike? He says he thinks Dallas got hosed in the trade. I mean, if you look at it, Green Bay probably, barring a Jordan Love injury, Green Bay probably those picks are going to be in the early 20s at best. I mean, probably anywhere from very high teens, like 18, 19 to, even, well, let's hope not, but even 32. You know what I mean? So do you think Dallas got enough in that trade, Sean?
I mean, it's Dallas. I mean, probably no. I'm kind of with Mike. They could,
I think they got pressed at the end. Don't you think, Sean, that because it got so close?
Yeah.
If they did it sooner, they probably would have got more. But they did it so close, they had to take whatever was there. Other teams weren't willing to do it.
Exactly. They wanted whatever team they were willing to trade with. They wanted a young prospect, defensive tackle, whatever. They got Kenny Clark. I mean, he's solid, but come week 1, So,
as great as Parsons is as a player, one thing. I mean, I would be a little concerned. Like you look at Green Bay, Parsons' game is his speed, and if you look, Parsons put his best numbers up at home or on a fast turf, kind of like you guys remember back in the day, the Indianapolis guys, Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis Jr.
Yes.
Well, you remember they were so effective on AstroTurf in that dome.
Mhm.
They weren't. They were still good players, but they weren't nearly as effective on grass. Now,
Speed and
Parsons,
technique.
yeah, Parsons is a really great player, but I kind of wonder, like, how is his effectiveness going to be the same in Green Bay when it's friggin' 25 degrees on a frozen Lambeau field? He's not going to be able to quite get that quick first step like he can indoors. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, coming from a player who played at Penn State like himself,
Yeah.
I mean, you can adjust your cleats. It's all about
Okay.
that. But, it's all about technique, leverage, and the lower man always wins. And he just has a great technique, first step. I don't see it being a real problem. And I think, if I'm correct, Green Bay's field's kind of, I believe, if not heated, but like you said, I don't think it'll affect Parsons. Now, what Jeff said with the injury, that's kind of a concern, to see the wear and tear as the season goes on.
And he's young. Not going to get any better.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better. And if he's on that side, I think I was telling you, Joey, with Edgerrin Cooper, watch out, because you got a lot of speed, great technique, good coverage. One can help the other one out. You know what I mean?
He can also move around too. That's one thing. He's versatile that way. That's one thing that I can give him credit on. He can move around anywhere on that line that needs to. He's not effective on the outside, or he's not feeling it. He doesn't want to move so much. He goes whatever. So I don't know. This is a wait and see, but I just have the sneaky suspicion that so-called hidden injury is going to come back to bite them in the ass, and I think the Packers are going to be like, "Oh shit, this isn't like a Reggie White signing."
Yeah, well, with all the money he got, he doesn't have to call this guy. But when I think of injuries, I think of my man, attorney Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or personal injury claims. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, PA, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So yeah, that's the thing, man. When you're regular guys like us, you might have to call Jason Fine, but Micah Parsons, I think, is going to be all right. I think he's going to be all right. So, all right, well, that's the Parsons trade. Now let's kind of look at this game. You got the Eagles. Looks like the Eagles are 7.5-point favorites.
Okay.
So Eagles are 7.5-point favorites. First off, I guess I'll ask for anybody out there that, kind of dabbles in taking some games on FanDuel. Do you guys think the Eagles cover? Like Jeff, would you lay the 7.5, or you think this might be a little closer?
I would lay the 7.5. I think it's going to take a couple games for Dak and CD and Pickens to get acquainted with each other and the way they play, and Ferguson, and he's got a lot of weapons to hit. But we've got so many guys to plug and play in there. And I hope we do have that chip on our shoulder. I hope they do take this as a Dallas Eagles game, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it will be.
What do you think, Sean? What do you think? You think the Eagles are covering?
Belts the ass.
Yeah?
7.5, yeah. I see Jalen Carter setting the tone, I mean, and just A.J. Brown playing where they said he wasn't playing. I mean, full throttle. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see some unsung hero, step up.
Sidney Brown, like locking down somebody, like holy shit, or something like that.
Yeah.
I just hope. Yeah, I mean, I just hope he doesn't run himself out of position, because he's always so fast looking for that ass hit. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they fucking victimize his ass.
I think that's why Howie went out and got a bunch of other little players out there that can do things. This way they can just rotate around. If somebody's having a shitty game, get him out of there and put somebody else in. I mean, that could also, watching enough football games, I'm really not playing much. I can imagine, every cornerback has different ways of playing a player. So who knows who's going to stick Lamb or who's going to stick, Pickens or whatever. Mm-hmm. These guys might rotate all around. You never know.
Now, what speaking of the game, who who are your guys that you see is going to set the tone and stand out, offensive player and defensive player wise?
All right. So I'm going Nolan Smith. Dallas's tackle Terrence Steele is fucking hot garbage. So I think Nolan Smith makes that guy his bitch. So the guy that Dallas drafted from
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think remember, wasn't somebody saying he's going to be like the Jalen? I think Jalen Carter.
He's going to make Jalen Carter his bitch.
Yeah, so I think that's because so many people are kind of are concerned about like the Eagles' edge depth.
No.
But I think the Eagles dominate the line of scrimmage. I think the defensive line dominates the line of scrimmage, and then conversely, I'm a little concerned because our offensive line, Malata's back and Dickerson's knee, but I still think that our offensive line dominate. I think we dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides. I like, all off season, I was kind of like, ooh, this might be a concern because it's first week, first week, it's almost like preseason. But as we get closer to this game, I like the Eagles like a 27-13 type piece. You know what I mean? Like 27-13.
If you see our offensive line starting to get beat a little bit, you're going to see a double setback. Because you're going to see Dylan there. Dylan is a great blocker. So
okay.
You're going to see Saquon back there, and you're going to see Dylan doing some blocking and helping the other guys out if need be. That's why I'm happy they brought in Dylan, because he was always a good blocker.
Yeah. What do you think of this? I'm a little concerned about this. This is the one area I'm a little concerned about because I think the Eagles are better both sides of the line of scrimmage. Dak coming back his first start, in a long time, because he got hurt last year. But, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are two really good weapons. So
sure.
What do you guys think of Adoree Jackson as cornerback too? Is he going to be able to hold down the fort?
Well, so I'm going to go back to 2000. When was our first? I'm going to just be stupid here. They're 2017, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Who was a star in the Super Bowl? On cornerback,
the star of the Super Bowl. Well, no, but I mean, we gave up like 500
season. No, when we won, the year we won.
Well, we didn't have. We had Ronald Darby and we had Jalen Mills.
Didn't we have Patrick Peterson?
No. Oh yeah. The nickel.
Yeah.
Quarter.
Remember, he was going to be cut.
Yeah.
He sucked. He had an awesome season, one of the best seasons he's ever had, and he did nothing after that. It was like his swan song, because after that he left big money and all that, but did nothing. But he was unbelievable that year, if you remember. He just came out of nowhere. That could be an Adoree Jackson. That's one of those things like that. You go to a team that has a different mentality, and I'm going to kick in the Phillies, kind of look at Bader. Bader wasn't really that shit. Look what he's doing now. He's with a team with guys around him. Your whole personality, the way you play and everything, totally changed.
He does a lot of things.
Yeah. So I just think he might not have every play, obviously, but I think he's going to be a lot better than people think. And what is it with preseason games and practice? I think shit. You got to get in a real game and really play, really hit.
Yeah, Patrick Peterson played the slot. Yeah, but he was a big factor in, hey, that championship game against the Vikings. I mean, that interception changed everything. I mean, if that doesn't happen, I mean, if you guys remember, the Vikings went right down the field and moved it right. They went right down and scored. And then that, the Eagles made that play on defense, and then next thing you know, we were rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs, that catch.
What's that?
Stephon Diggs, wasn't that the catch near the end zone? He didn't get in. Stephon Diggs in that?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I just remember we kicked their ass. You know what I mean? Like, I know. Well, Diggs had that play the week before when they beat the Saints. I mean, it looked like we were going to play the Saints, and I'll tell you what, looking back on it, the Saints would have been much harder to beat than the Vikings. I always liked our matchup with the Vikings. So the Vikings had a good team, but they had Case Keenum. I didn't, I think we might have beat the Saints, but Drew Brees obviously is much better than Case Keenum.
Absolutely.
my way of watching sports is probably different than obviously everyone here and anybody that's out there that's going to chime in. It's like the weather for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe anything to weather people say. I go outside and look and see what's happening. I don't believe anything that's posted. I don't believe anything they talk about in this and that. I like to see it when it's on the field. That's when it really happens. You're playing against the people. You're playing your hardest. You're doing everything. That's when you're going to see how good you're going to be.
It's true.
And when I'm watching the game, that's when you're going to really find out who's going to be a player and who's going to be cut and who's going to be benched or whatever it's going to be or whatever. So that's when you're really going to get it. You got Fangio, which I like I said, that Howie brought a lot of guys in here because maybe there's a diamond in the rough with one of these guys.
Yeah, it's true. Mike Pappernick, he says he sees the Eagles getting 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. Well, I'll tell you what, if they get that, they're going to roll.
I think the guy that's going to have a big game because of Jalen Carter is going to be Bourne again. Bourne's going to be all over the field. And if Carter's in his face, he's going to be throwing the ball all over the place, and Bourne's going to be all over the place. So he might not be able to get the ball so far down the field.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see if they kind of unleash Jihad Campbell on a couple like inside backer blitzes. You know what I'm saying? Like a total, because that's an aspect that we really didn't do all that much. I mean, I know we rushed Bourne sometimes, but now that you have Bourne and Campbell, you got 2 guys from that linebacker position that both have pass rush experience, and you could use them as chess pieces. And then I'm also kind of wondering, like, how are they going to use Cooper DeJean? You know what I mean? What kind of a what kind of a scheme? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Zach McDevitt says, Jeff, I think everyone watches sports by watching the sports. That's not different than anybody else, let alone everybody.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mike Pappernick Jr. says Dak is going to throw the ball 30 times or more with no running game, which is a recipe for a disaster.
He is a turnover machine.
For me, with their game, I think you're going to see a lot of defensive front rotation. I think Ajomo and Vanilla Grillo, in my eyes, he's going to do something big, along the lines of Nolan Smith, Jackson Hunt. But I think Jihad Campbell, you've seen him in preseason being that rabid dog. He had to kind of, settle down, put a leash on him. I think he's going to do some big things. Cooper DeJean, I think Bree's going to have a big game, but they're going to have Cooper DeJean just being that spy center field in the field, that's it. And just leave it up to the offense to do their thing like they always do. Just like you said, Joey, Mulata's concussion, Dickerson's knee, Jurgens is back. I mean, I think they're up for the task.
With tapping 100% into what Sean's saying, and Fangio has it different this year than he did last year. A lot of your players had their specific positions. These players now can be moved around all over the place, so it really changes a lot. I think that's a huge thing. You can't watch film now of how they play because they're going to be playing all over the place. How do you cover them? Who do you have on the other team that's going to cover this guy who all of a sudden, oh shit, this guy moved over to here now? That's
the best recipe. I mean, you don't know what to expect. I mean, it's everything from Ajomo, Robinson, Jackson Hunt, and Dave Hall. I think I'm just giving you names. All these guys, and just like you said, you don't know what to expect because you're watching that film on that certain individual, and then here you come in. Then here comes Joey. I mean, it's all that. That's the recipe for disaster for the opposing team, but for us, bring it.
Yeah.
And I want to see Darius Cooper. I hope he returns something or gets into the scheme as well as Michi. I think you're going to see a lot of sharing carries with A.J. Dillon and Barkley, and then one of them is going to let loose. And throw and sprinkle a little bit of Will Shipley in there too. And Van Sumeren. Don't forget him. He's a fullback. He's going to get some things, some carries to eat. So I can't wait to see it. And hopefully Dallas Goddard shows up, and it's not the Dallas of availability and durability. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see things from him, but I'm looking forward to Thursday night.
It'll be interesting. But not only is it like again against Dallas, but we could kind of see how this team's going to be going forward with the way that they move the
Oh,
players.
absolutely,
around.
110%.
Yeah, got here. Michael Papernick Jr. says Jordan Davis will have a sack. Well, that goes kind of with what you were saying about with all the, with all the attention being played to Jalen Carter.
Mhm.
Davis looks good too. He's been in a lot better shape. Won't be tiring out so fast.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't lose the strength, but he looks good.
All right, so that's the Eagles game. Now let's look at some of these other games this week. All right, and plus so first off, let's since we're entering week 1, let's look at some season predictions here. So how about if we go like division? We'll go division and then who's going to be playing in San Francisco. So all right, so let's go. So NFC East. Does anybody think anybody but the Eagles wins the East?
Nope. I think it's going to be the first time in how many years that the team has won 2 in a row?
Yeah. All right, Sean, are we all in agree? I have the Eagles winning the East too.
I'm right there with you, hands down.
All right, Eddie Prather. Actually, you could check Eddie out on the show later too. He does the Dallas show. He says Dallas has no running game. Yeah, they don't have a running game really. So, all right, and now does any other team make the playoffs from the NFC East? Like is Washington a wild card? Washington gets in.
Yeah, barring no injuries.
Barring Daniels isn't a second-year flop like a lot of things happen your sophomore season, then Washington I can see.
Okay.
All right, now the NFC North. I'll tell you what, the North might be the toughest division in football.
Yeah,
especially after especially after Green Bay getting Parsons. You look at the North. You got, of course, Detroit. Then you got Green Bay goes out and gets Parsons. Minnesota has if you look at their roster, they got a hell of a roster. The only problem is you don't know if that quarterback can play, but they have a great coach. I mean, if McCarthy can play, Minnesota's a hell of a team. And then you got the Bears. A lot of people think the Bears are going to make a step.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, they went out and got Ben Johnson. You got Caleb Williams. The jury's out on him, but I mean, he's a really talented guy. They have weapons. I mean, that NFC North, that's going to be a tough because they're going to beat each other. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So you might see the winner of the North only having 10 or 11 wins just because they have to play each other so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They upgraded their O-line real quick, Joey. The Bears, they went out, got some solid O-linemen. Dunez, DJ Moore, 2 solid tight ends, sprinkling DeAndre Swift. Ben Johnson's recipe for success.
Yeah, Eddie Prather has Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago in that order.
Okay.
That looks like a good order. I originally would have flipped Minnesota and Green Bay not making it, but with Justin Jefferson being still a little banged up and not knowing what McCarthy, and you got Addison who's out on PEDS again.
Suspended, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so right there, it's already hurting them. And McCarthy needs, those wideouts to do something. So I agree with his line right there. I mean, it might be closer than you think, too.
Yeah.
They might all have winning records.
Yeah, Eddie Prather still thinks the Bears' offensive tackles are still weak, and I'm not until I see it. I know everybody tells me Caleb Williams is supposed to be really, really good.
Exactly.
And I know he's got talent, but I treat until proven otherwise. I treat Caleb Williams like I treat the kid in Jacksonville, Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Everybody and their mother was telling me how great Sunshine was supposed to be, and I think he fucking sucks.
Everybody's on Justin Fields too. They think he's the greatest thing. I don't see what he has.
Well, he's just a good athlete. So I guess people are thinking, well, his athletic ability, then maybe he could find a way to become a passer.
I mean, there's a lot riding on him this year, but I just don't see it. There's something there. It just doesn't get unlocked.
Yeah, Sean. So I have the same order as Eddie. I have Detroit winning the North, Green Bay winning the wild card. So that means, and I don't have Washington I'm not sure if I have Washington making it, but I think I'm going to go Green Bay wild card and possibly Minnesota wild card. So there might be 3 teams from the North that make it.
Could be.
All right, Sean, what's your order?
Same thing. Throw in Minnesota, Green Bay, and Detroit. Obviously, there with their weapons, their two-headed beasts of Gibbs and Montgomery. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
All right, now we go to the South. The South kind of blows, other than Tampa Bay. Well,
yeah.
I shouldn't say they blow, but like Carolina's question mark. The Saints absolutely are fucking hideous. They suck.
Oldest defense in the league. Yeah. You got Spencer Rattler as your quarterback. You got Alvin Kamara. I mean, just like you said,
he's on his way down. His stock is on his way down.
Yeah, they're in shambles.
Does anybody have anybody but Tampa Bay winning the South? And does anybody else, like, does a team like Atlanta possibly sneak into like a wild card?
It would be nice, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't. No. There's always one team that's a surprise team, but I don't think Atlanta's going to be that surprise team.
Okay, all right, and then let's go to the West. Now that you got the West, you got the Rams. The Rams are kind of everybody's. Well, you got Stafford's back because if Stafford was 100% healthy, a lot of people like the Rams to be
their
biggest challenger. So you got the Rams, and then you got San Francisco coming off a shitty year, but still a decent amount of talent and a weak ass schedule. San Francisco's schedule is like one of the weakest in the league. Then you got Seattle. Seattle goes out there.
Got the Hawks, baby. That's what I'm going with.
The Hawks. All right. So you think the Hawks win that division?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Sam Darnold is going to just light it up, and Jackson and Enigma, whatever you say is Big B, whatever. That's what
Jackson, I say. Enigma.
Yeah, that one.
And then
Cooper. Doesn't he have 3 names or something? Jackson something Enigma.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, let's see what this is. So Mike Kaepernick Jr. has Eagles, Lions, Bucks, Rams, Commanders, Packers, Seattle. So Seattle. Well, Jeff, he's got Seattle making it.
Yeah.
AFC: Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Denver, Steelers, Bengals.
I don't think the Steelers are going to make it. I don't believe in the Steelers. Bengals, as long as the offensive line can hold Burrow and so he can throw, I can actually see the Bengals make it. I'm not high on the Steelers. I don't see what they have. I can't see old man out there doing anything. I really can't.
No, and I don't see that many teams from that division getting in, only because they're going to have to play each other. So that's going to give them losses. You know what I mean? All right. So I actually think San Francisco is going to win the West. I think San Francisco wins the West. I think not Atlanta. I think the Rams get a wild card. So so my 3 wild cards are Minnesota, Green Bay, and the Rams. And then I have Philadelphia being the 1 seed, even with the tough schedule. And I have the Eagles getting back to the Super Bowl.
I'll give you my 1 sleeper team that I have in the league. Because like I said, there's always one team you're like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals.
The who?
Cardinals.
Yeah, they do. I'll tell you, they do have some talent. I like their draft. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. in his second year. They got Connors, a reliable running back, and then they got that kid Trey Benson?
Trey Benson from
and you got one of the best tight ends in football out there now.
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
The only problem with the Cardinals, Jeff, is I like a lot of the things they have. I just don't. When push comes to shove, I just don't. He's got talent. I just don't trust Kyler Murray. I feel like he's going to be. The week they have a huge ass game, he's going to be playing video games all night, and then he's going to throw a couple big picks. I just don't trust him.
I was just looking through the league and looking through everyone. I was looking for my fantasy team.
Yeah,
and the team that kept coming up by a lot of writers was the Cardinals going to be the sneaky team, the surprise team of the year. There's always one. And that could be them and the Chargers. The Chargers could be another one. Harbaugh could, get his shit together. It might be a sneaky team in that division.
Yeah, they could. All right. So, who do you guys have getting to the Super Bowl from the NFC? And then we'll do AFC.
No doubt about it.
What's that?
Eagles.
All right. Okay. All right. Now let's go AFC. We got AFC East. Does anybody have anybody other than the Bills?
No.
No.
All right. I'll tell you what, though. I think New England takes a step up this year. I think New England has a chance to maybe sneak into the wild card because I think Drake May can play a little bit.
I think Drake May's going to have a good year.
Yeah, I do too. I took him in one of my I took him not as my full-time story. I took him in one of my fantasies. I think he takes a major step.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I know, right? Yeah, I like them too. I like them too, though, Sean. I like them too. But I know we were after
your balls.
I know. No, I know. All right, and then we got. So you know what? I got to think about it. Let me. I don't know if I have New England making the playoffs yet. All right, then you got AFC South. That division blows.
Yeah.
Houston. I think Houston's the only team that gets there from that division. Houston wins that division by default.
Yeah.
Then we got the AFC North. And that's a tough-ass division. I think Baltimore wins that, John.
They have to, yeah.
You know what? I'm only taking Baltimore. Cincinnati's going to score 40, but they might give up 45. Their defense fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so let me think. Although I might have them making the wild card by default now because who the hell else is going to make it? All right, and then you got the West. You got Kansas City, San Diego. I mean, not San Diego. Well, there'll always be San Diego to me. It's bullshit.
I know what you mean.
All right, but
Denver, watch out for Denver.
Denver, good. Yeah. Actually picked up Bo Nix as my quarterback for my one fantasy. I think he's going to have a hell of a year.
Did you just say you picked him up or you drafted him?
I drafted him.
Okay. I was going to say if
I drafted him. I had number one overall. I was so stuck. I couldn't decide between Robinson or Barkley. So I had to go, of course, with Homer.
Do you guys have the Chiefs winning that West, or you think somebody's going to sneak in and steal it from them?
You know what, man?
Denver.
You like Denver out there?
Mm-hmm.
And do the Chiefs get a wild card?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have the Chiefs winning it again, but I actually have the Chiefs. I have 3 teams from the West making the playoffs. You know, actually, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Chiefs, Denver, and the Chargers all make the playoffs. So that's 2 of the wild cards. And you know what? I'm putting my balls on the top. I'm going to say New England's the 3rd wild card.
Okay.
Fuck Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got no defense.
Not a bad choice.
I think it is going to happen like that, Joey, because I think you got some new blood in New England. Vrabel, you got Josh Daniels as the O coordinator. I mean, yeah. So it's good to have something different. So yeah.
All right, Eddie Prather has Denver, Buffalo, Houston, and Baltimore winning their division.
Okay. Right to me.
Okay. All right, so we have the Eagles getting to the Super Bowl in the NFC. Who are they playing? Actually, who's going to be in the? Actually, let's do this. So who do the Eagles beat to get to the Super Bowl? I know it depends on I know it depends on seeding and shit. But if you had to say, who do you think they're going to beat to get to the Super Bowl? I say Detroit. I think Eagles Detroit face off in the championship game. Which is probably what it should have been last year.
Yeah, count me in for that. Yep.
All right, and the Eagles beat them.
All right. It's all over. This one here, I think Denver or Buffalo is going to go to the Super Bowl. Houston's not, and Baltimore just can't make it. It's like voodoo on them.
Yeah, that's what Mike Kaepernick Jr. says. He says Lamar and Allen do not have the big game to beat Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't know. I have a feeling something's going to happen to the Chiefs this year. Yeah. I know everybody thinks it's going to be the big revenge tour, and a lot of people are saying Pat Mahomes looks like he's in great shape. Like, I think the Super Bowl really humbled them guys. You know what I mean? But I don't know, dude. The one thing, Father, I know Pat Mahomes isn't old, and but like, the saying, like, Father Time's undefeated. Well, it's not necessarily always age, look at all the football those guys have played the last 3 to 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys on those teams. I mean, they've had what, 3 consecutive Super Bowl trips. Some of those guys 5 years in a row because you had the 2020 Super Bowl, then you had the championship game. You know, I'm sorry. Then you had the 2019-20 Super Bowl. Then you had the championship game. Then you had the Super Bowl again. You lost. Then you had the championship game. Then you had 3 more Super Bowls. I mean, that's a lot of football. Look at Chris Jones. As great as he is, that's a lot of extra pounding each year that he's got to take.
And Mahomes hasn't been playing his best. Last year, he really didn't play his best during the season.
Yeah,
He didn't have Mahomes. He's going to be missing what's his face already, Rice. Rice.
Yeah, Eddie Prather says Allen isn't the reason for the Bills' previous losses to Kansas City. Buffalo has improved their defense. Josh Allen always played well against it. That is true. He's not. I mean, especially that one game where they moved. What was that, like 4 years ago, where they were back and forth and the Chiefs just got the ball first?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
all right. I'm. You know what? I'm actually going to. I can't believe I'm saying this in a way because everybody says he doesn't have the clutch gene, but I have a feeling Baltimore's going to get it done this year. I'm going to make it. I think you're going to see Jalen versus Lamar in the Super Bowl. I think and Saquon versus Henry. Yeah, I think it's going to be Eagles Baltimore Super Bowl, and I think it's going to be the Super Bowl is going to be an all-time classic. I mean, maybe even flip a coin. I mean, because I think the Eagles, and I think if you look man for man, I think if you look at the rosters in this league, I think Baltimore, a lot of people say the Eagles have the best roster or at least top 2 or 3. I think Baltimore's right there with the Eagles. I think if you think, like, look at last year, like the Eagles beat them down in Baltimore, but that was like, I think Baltimore like dominated the yardage. Like Justin Tucker missed like 3 field goals. You know what I'm saying? So
He ain't kicking anymore.
Well, that's true. They got a new kicker, but I think it's Eagles Baltimore. I think the Eagles beat them in a really close game. I think Eagles repeat.
Yep.
What do you got? Who do you guys have the Eagles playing?
I saw either Buffalo. I put Buffalo or Denver.
I know, but just gun to your head. But just one in particular. Like who are they going to beat? If
Buffalo.
I know you're saying
Buffalo's finally going to make it.
All right, and the Eagles beat them?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Buffalo's still going to have that. Yep. I think the Eagles are going to take it, and then who knows where we go from there. But
all right, Sean, how about you?
Eagles Ravens.
Okay. All right. So you're going with what? All right. And do you think Lamar finally wins one and we're upset, or do you think we win again?
Sorry, Mister. I take your SATs for you. You don't.
Eddie Prather says Buffalo finally wins the Super Bowl. Buffalo. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Where am I at?
Buffalo finally wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, here we go. No. Eagles versus Buffalo in a close Super Bowl. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, Eddie. I love the comments. He was going so quick. I kept hitting the wrong one. Yeah. All right. So. Yes. All right. So anyway, all right. So now they're out there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, hey, what's the saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. You know what I mean? So
I like it. Oh well.
Yeah. Who knows? And I know anybody could accuse us of being homers, but hey, a lot of people think the Eagles are going to make it.
I have a question. Do conjoined twins have one asshole or 2? I'm sorry. I was just curious.
That's for another time and day.
Okay.
So, how about those Eagles?
I know. Can you imagine? Jeez.
Now, I want to give a shout out to somebody who we've been busting his balls all season, Dombrowski.
Yes.
He went out there and got Walker Bueller and the other dude
from Upper Perkins Valley.
He stepped it up and at the last minute now pulled it in. And it looked like they're going to bring Painter up and see what he can do.
Well, it's about damn time. And also bring up Crawford while you're at it.
I don't know why they're so I think Bader just ruined Crawford's coming up because Bader's actually been playing good. And I think that's in Thomas's mind. He likes what he has in Marsh. Marsh has been playing unbelievable right now.
Let him take Nicky 3-button spot. He looks like a little pissed off dude.
I know.
So,
The only thing he's got right now is his gun for an arm. He's been throwing people out at home plate, but other than that, yeah, I get you. I agree.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, are they? Yeah, I was gonna say, are they going to bring Painter up though? Did you read that?
I was just reading an article just before we come on. They were saying it looks like Painter might come up.
Well, it would be nice. I mean, because the Mets are bringing their young guys up. I mean, that kid that pitched against us last week.
McLean.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, I was going to say, our guys couldn't hit a medicine ball with what he was throwing.
In fantasy baseball, Joey, he was double digits for the 3 outings he pitched. And he wasn't just a pitcher. They had him as a DH, but they said, you know what, this kid's stuff at Oklahoma, let him pitch. He 25 game, 29-point game, and the one against us, 39 points. Rest is history. And the kid was throwing nasty stuff, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, all right. So the Phillies. Last week when we did this show, they were up in New York. We got our ass kicked 3 games in a row. But hey, you know what? You know what's great though. I mean, thank God for the Marlins because the league got cut to 4. League gets cut to 4. Phillies take 3 out of 4 against the Braves, and the Marlins take 3 out of 4 against the Mets. So really, we only lost 1 game.
Yeah,
I think we're still up 6. So that was huge. And then this time next week we got a huge. The Mets come here for a huge. What is it? A 4-game series, I think.
Yeah.
And that'll be for us. That'll be big. We know we can beat the Mets. It's just there's just something about Citi Field. I think they got themselves psyched out right now, and they try too hard.
Just like you said, Joey, they got to play. They got to play their type of baseball, and even if it comes down to it, small ball. Enough of this. Let's hit home runs. Once again, like I said, bring back or watch video of Arizona versus Philly in the playoffs. Arizona's played small ball, hitting liners, hitting gappers, hitting pop-ups. The rest is history.
And here's my lineup and pet peeve on this team. I'll just give it real quick, and then you can line on it. I love Turner leading off. I like Schwarber being second. I like Harper being third. Behind him, I went Romuto. Bone just isn't there. So you can switch him or Sosa, whatever you got to do there. Bader is fine where he's at. So Stott down in the bottom of the lineup, he's hitting a little bit better, which is good, and he's got the speed to get on. The guy I know every once in a while he gets a hit. I am not a big Weston Wilson fan. I don't know why he's here. I don't get it.
Just there, since you always bring it up, Jeff, I think it's because of his utility, man, as in being a first baseman, being the outfield, or need being when called upon, whatever position it is, for a guy to have a day off. You're right. Yeah. It would be nice to have somebody else fill that spot, And you got Mr. Vibe Man back up here, Garrett Stubbs. Yeah. But I like seeing Sosa in when he plays because the dude loves baseball.
Oh, yeah.
He's just that dude.
And he seems to be clutch all the time, too. It's yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion, So.
And Kepler's actually playing well, finally.
Yeah.
He's together. He's
going. Yeah, you're right.
And like you said, Castellanos is back to Castellanos again. I don't think he comes back next year.
No, he is one of the guys, and I want Bohm not here just because of his comment, and I want a hot corner. When I say that, a guy that can smash home runs.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's 6'5" and he does it all, but it's you don't know what to expect from him. And I think something's in his head. It probably is the city. It is the fans. But you know what? You're a big boy.
Yeah, that's it.
That's anybody would love to be in your position. But let's move on from him and Nicky 3-buttons.
Yeah.
So here, the next couple weeks is where this is Captain Obvious because it's September, but really, the next 2.5 weeks is where the division's going to be decided. Because or the 2 seed too. Because we're fighting for the 2 seed. Because Phillies have 2 more in Milwaukee, but then they got to go to Florida for 3, where the Marlins have been playing some good ball.
They're the thorn in our ass. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so then you got the Mets here for 4, and then Kansas City here for 3. Okay, maybe Kansas City's not the greatest this year, but then after that, a scary road trip. The Phillies got to play 3 in LA against the Dodgers.
Wow.
And then 3 in Arizona after that. So, like, you think about it.
There's 24 games left.
Yeah.
Read that today.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the Mets schedule. And then think about this. The magic number is 19 to win the division. 21 to make the playoffs. That came out today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So between the Mets and the Phillies, can you see 19 wins and losses between the two? Because all the Phillies they're not going to win 19 out of 24, but the Mets are going to lose some games too.
As long as they don't sweep, like as long as we at least split with them here.
Yes.
We can't let them beat us 3 out of 4.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Or sweep. And you know what? And the Mets have tonight again in Detroit. That's not a gimme because Detroit's good tomorrow in Detroit. Then they have a 3-game series in Cincinnati, which is kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right because the Mets still got to play the Padres. They still have to play in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say. I mean, Mets fans probably said this in 2007, so I don't want to say boring and collapse. But yeah, I mean, as long as they don't sweep us, I think we're looking pretty good for the division.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way.
I just keep looking at the games. 19. That number 19 is what says it. Between a loss and a win with the Mets. That's all I do when I look at the score afterwards. I always see, okay, what the Mets do. And when you see a loss up there, you're like, okay, 18. You just keep going down. It's just the combination of the two. And that's where I feel like now, at 24 games left, you're not going to win 19 out of the 24 games.
No. But you got to think big.
Yep.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that. So that series in LA against the Dodgers is going to be huge because I feel like, if you look at the way, I want no parts of being the 3 seed and having to play the Mets in a 3-game series. So, especially, I mean, I know it would be here, but still, I want no parts of them. So I think it's really important that we're the 3 seed or the 2 seed. And by the way, the Dodgers might not even win their division.
No,
the Padres are right up their ass.
So we're 1.5 games out of the number 1 seed.
Wait, what's this?
We're 1.5 games out of the number 1 seed right now, behind the Brewers.
Okay.
Nah, we're further than that. They're 85 and 50. We're like 4. We're 80 and 58, and they're 85 and 54.
But doesn't it go by division?
Well, I'm just saying the Brewers is the ones. The Brewers are 4 games up on us in the loss column.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Dodgers at 78. Dodgers 78 and 59. We're a game. You know what it is, Jeff? We're a game and a half up on the Dodgers for the.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, all right, okay, all right.
But the Padres are up there. Yeah, the Padres are only 2.5 behind the Dodgers.
Nope.
Okay.
So
they just had that bad injury too. What's his name? Adam, that pitcher. He's done. He's done for the year. He's got a completely torn whatever in his leg. He's done.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm looking here. You got the Marlins have been a thorn. I mean, the Marlins are under 500, but they're. Come on, Jeff.
That's some good young players there. You don't sleep on a team like that. That's when old Philly teams would sleep and like, oh shit.
They're the thorn in your ass.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Nobody wants a thorn in their ass. That's for sure. That would hurt. That's not a good deal. You know what I'm saying, Sean?
I'm thinking, did somebody have got a thorn in their ass before?
That would freaking
somebody sit on a cactus before or something?
No. So, but anyway, all right. Well, any last thoughts before we get out of here? You know what?
Hey, Saquon Barkley voted number 1 player across the board.
9
player in the NFL, and then you've got Kyle Schwarber, Time Magazine, top 100 influential people in America.
Nice. You can't beat
That hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, you know what? And one thing we didn't do, we looked at the whole season. Just real, any games this weekend stick out to you as far as exciting game? The Eagles line's actually up to 8.5 on the FanDuel, by the way. I'll give you a game. We were talking about this. I'm going right along with what Ray Dininger said on the old school last week. I'm calling it right now. I thought this beforehand, and then when he said it, I think the Giants are going to upset Washington in Washington.
Okay.
I think they beat them out. I think they beat them outright. I'm looking here.
The Giants have a good defense. That's for sure. Damn sure.
Yeah. Here's some of these games real quick. You got Eagles minus 8.5 against Dallas. Chiefs are -3 against the Chargers in Brazil. I actually think the Chargers are the Chargers might actually win that game outright. I think the Chargers could beat them that game. I love the Giants. Here's a stinker fest. Jacksonville -3.5 at home against Carolina.
Oh, jeez.
That game, I don't know. Flip a coin. I'm not in love with either team. Pittsburgh -2.5 at the Jets. I feel like that game could go either way. Like everybody, it looks easy to take Pittsburgh because of their history, but honestly, who knows if Aaron Rodgers can play anymore?
Yeah.
Here's an interesting game, under the radar, kind of good game. You got the Raiders with Pete Carroll and getting Geno Smith at New England, a New England team that I think could make a jump. New England's favored by 2.5. That I have a feeling that might be one of the better games of the weekend. I think that could be a good game. You got Arizona at the Saints. Arizona's favored by 6.5. Jeff, your card. I'm going to start.
I'll take that. Oh yeah,
the Cardinals. The Saints blow so bad. I think the Cardinals might kick their ass.
Arizona.
You got Cincinnati -5.5 at Cleveland. Cleveland starting Joe Flacco. You know what? Cincinnati never start. I'm taking the Browns outright at home. I think the Browns beat them. Bengals never win week 1. Especially considering they're starting Flacco. I think Flacco could find a way to beat them.
It might be a closer game. I think Cincinnati will win, but I think it could be a closer game, like you said. It might come down to a field goal.
Then you got Miami Dolphins at the Colts, the Daniel Jones Colts. Colts are favored by 1.5.
Yeah,
it's kind of a yucky game. I like the Colts. I think the Dolphins are a team full of pussies. I don't think they can win.
A lot of egos on that team. That's for damn sure.
Tampa Bay is -2.5 at Atlanta. I like Tampa. I think Tampa Bay goes down there and beats them. What do you guys think?
Tampa.
Yeah, whatever happened to Kyle Pitts? Remember, he was supposed to be the shit coming out of Penn State.
Yeah, that's true. Eddie Prather with a good point, though, here. He says Burrow's finally come into a season healthy. That's true. I just don't have any faith in their defense. I mean, I think he scores.
Or an offensive line. They don't have a great offensive line in Cincinnati either.
Yeah. Now, I know everybody likes Denver during the season. This will be an interesting game. Denver's -7.5 at home against Tennessee. How do you judge the Titans? Because we don't know what Cam Ward can do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I would probably take Denver with the points, but I don't. Denver laying 7.5 against anybody, I don't know if I love. Even though I think they're a decent team, they haven't proven that to me yet.
They've been very quiet, running under the radar this year, like in preseason, and you hear nothing about them.
Yeah. Now, this is an interesting game. Another good game. San Francisco at Seattle. San Francisco's favored by 2.5.
That's a close game. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I like San Fran. Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 2.5. I think Detroit beats them there.
Is Hutch back?
Yeah.
Is he 100% healthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the final few games, Houston at the Rams. The Rams are favored by 3. I think Stafford's tracking the play, but you don't know how he's going to do with that back.
Right.
I could see Houston fine. It's weird. I know this is a weird one because I know everybody loves the Rams. I could see Houston possibly winning that game. I don't know why.
Who's the backup for the Rams? I apologize. I don't.
Jimmy Garofalo.
Oh, is it Jimmy? Okay.
Yeah,
in
Devontae
Seattle
Adams
over
was happy
San Fran.
about that.
Seattle over San Fran for me.
Yeah, I
Because
put
all the
Kyrie.
wide receivers
Yeah.
are banged up for San Fran.
All right.
Mm.
All right, two more. Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by
Wow.
1.5.
That's
You
a
know,
tough game.
everybody and their mother is probably going to take the Bills at home. I like the Ravens to go there and get revenge from the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you have Minnesota minus 1.5 at Chicago. That's a tough one because you don't know, is McCarthy good? Does he suck? Caleb Williams, does he take a step? I mean, who knows, you know?
Yeah, really. That'll actually be a good game to see what they both have.
Yeah, I think I trust Minnesota a little bit more than the Bears. So I think I that'll be a stay away game for me. I won't be betting that one, but if I had to take it, I think I would take Minnesota only because I trust Ben Johnson's a great offensive mind, but I know Minnesota's coach is really good. You know what I mean? And I know they have a lot of talent. So and that's week 1, and then we'll get into this next week. But really good game next Thursday night's a great game. You got Washington at Green Bay.
Yep.
Well, hey, you know what? Now, if this will be interesting because if the Giants, if I'm right on the Giants beating Washington, then there's a real good chance Washington could go 0-2 real quick because I think they lose in Green Bay.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Hey.
That could actually, if you think Washington's going to be in contention with us, that could actually be a good scenario for you.
I think they did a injustice getting rid of Brian. What's his face? Who's the running back?
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson Jr.
That was a bad move.
Well, they
don't count out the rookies. They're hungry.
They like that kid. What's his name? Jacoby Cross-Key Merritt, I think. I know a lot of people are saying he's a fantasy sleeper.
And Christian Rodriguez and Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I took my sleeper is the Hideko from the Giants, the running back.
From where?
Scadaboo?
Scadaboo. That's it.
Yeah, I like that kid.
Yeah, I took him as my sleeper pick. Got him low. Everybody's like, who? Like, good.
I hate the Giants with the passion, but this time next year, especially if they give that kid Dart some time this year, they could be like the team that everybody's talking about,
Well, say to them something. Look, we've all beaten the hell out of them. All the teams have beaten the hell out of them. They're building up now. It's the way the league should be. I mean,
I like it better when they're making terrible decisions.
well,
you know what I mean?
We'll always love when Dallas makes their decisions. We got to keep Jerry alive as long as we can.
Dallas hasn't won since the flat screens came out.
I know. Did you read that today too?
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, let's get ready to wrap up here. One more college note. Yeah, you want to talk about the big names losing their fastball? First off, Alabama. So the formerly coached by Nick Saban, trash, and then Belichick going to North Carolina. I mean, that was really ugly. I mentioned that at the top of the show, but
we all wanted to see what he would do, and that was just bad.
Yeah, that was real bad. I know.
I think his girlfriend called the plays for the game. That was just bad.
Hey, you know what? He probably could have let her call the plays, and it probably would have been the results would have been the same. So, and the funny thing is, because I didn't watch much of that game, but the first drive they moved right down and scored, and they didn't do shit the rest of the game. Like they literally went right down the field. It was like, oh shit.
Another team they really didn't know. Oh, what the hell just happened? And their coach is like, you ain't not gonna let this team beat you like this. And like you said, nothing since then. What did they do? Score a touchdown in the fourth quarter?
I think, yeah. I don't know. I turned it off, but yeah, I mean, it was they got their ass beat. So. Yeah. And Arch Manning didn't look too great. I know it's only one. I'm not going to kill the kid just yet because he's got to get some experience.
I think this dude's overhyped. I'm sorry. I know he's got the last name, but I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, playing in Ohio State, that's a tough spot, especially your first game. But In fact, I'll make a call right now. If he does show improvement, because I think he will, if they play Ohio State again, I think Texas beats them. Because if it like, Manning had dudes that last drive, he had like 2 guys wide. He was just missing bunnies. I mean, he was missing easy throws, So, but anyway, all right. Well, hey, it's just the beginning for football. So go Birds, go Bills. We'll see you all next week. Hopefully, talking about a nice Eagles first week 1 ass whooping. See you all next week.
Damn.
Game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to